Update. My boyfriend and I went Instagram official. Now I'm being accused of cheating on a man I've been rejecting for years. Original post. This is a long one, so please bear with me. Also, my mind's all over the place, so please excuse any grammar errors. I, 21 female, and my boyfriend, 23 male, just became Instagram official. Although we've been seeing each other for about 8 months now, he truly is my soulmate, and I've never been happier. We are in the process of moving in together. Now for the other guy. We were in the same friend group throughout school. I lived in a small town and went to a small school. I had a solid group of friends since elementary school, and the other guy, let's call him David, joined our group in high school. He ended up getting a job at the same restaurant I worked at, and we became even better friends. That was until about my second year of high school, when I went to homecoming with one of our mutual friends. Let's call him John. After John and I went to homecoming, David started to completely cut John and me out. He convinced the group to stop hanging out with us at lunch or outside of school, and gave me the cold shoulder at work. That was until John and I decided we were better off as friends. Then, everything went back to normal. After that, prom came around and David asked if I would go with him. I politely declined. He kept insisting, and I kept saying no, explaining that my best friend Tracy and I were going without dates because she had recently gotten out of a relationship and just wanted a girls' night. Later at prom, I found out he had texted Tracy beforehand asking what color dress I was wearing and showed up in a matching tux. All night, he made comments about how we looked like a couple and how this would have been more fun as a date. After that, I avoided him as much as possible. A couple of months later, he started dating a girl from a town over, and I got into a few long-term toxic relationships, which I won't get into, but it's important. David and I lost touch. Later, after my ex and I broke up, and coincidentally David and his girlfriend broke up too, he reached out. Me, being a good friend, listened to his sob story about the breakup and how toxic she was to him. Then he started bringing up that he might be ready to date again and that he was looking for someone like me. I mentioned that I wasn't ready to date and hoped he found someone who suited him. After that, I graduated early and moved away for school. I stopped reaching out to the group. David texted me daily. I maybe replied monthly. He would ask to visit me, ask me to fly out and see him. I always declined. I eventually ghosted him altogether. Rude, I know, but I didn't know what else to do. Now to the present. After I posted pictures of me and my boyfriend, all my old high school friends started flooding my DMs, asking how I could be such a heartless witch and how I could cheat on David. I told them we never dated and that I had been rejecting him since high school. Apparently, he told them that I was the reason he and his ex broke up, because we were too in love with each other. He told them that we went to prom together and that we were in a long-distance relationship. He even told his mom he wanted to marry me and asked her for her ring. Got an angry DM from her about it too. All this time I've made it very clear I don't like him, and now everyone says I led him on. My boyfriend and his sister think everyone is insane for thinking I led him on and calling me awful. I feel like I'm going crazy. How am I leading on a man to the point he thinks we're dating, even though we haven't talked in 5 months, and telling mutual friends he wants to marry me when I've been rejecting him for years? Now for the top comments before reading the update. I have a stalker that told his family we're together and getting married. He told his friends we're long distance but together. We live in the same area, and I have a restraining order on him. I also never dated him. We were friends and briefly roommates. And he tried but failed to bully me into a romantic relationship. They're just crazy. You need a restraining order and a public post on social media calling him out. I'm sorry you're going through something similar. People can be absolutely crazy. I didn't think it was stalker level crazy, and I felt like I was overreacting. It's nice to know that I'm not, and I'm going to consider him a stalker now. You need a restraining order. He's seriously disturbed. My boyfriend and I are getting one. He works in law enforcement and worried that there isn't enough incriminating evidence, like actively stalking me or following me, etc., to get a restraining order. To my knowledge, but I wouldn't put it past him. I don't want to be alarmist, but restraining orders aren't bulletproof. Take some self-defense classes, get a taser or something, and document everything. He might not be dangerous now, but if you end up calling him out on social media, he could escalate. Stay safe, OP. Now for the update. Hi everyone, I want to thank you all for your advice and make some clarifications. I saw people asking for an update. 1. After I moved, I lost a lot of contact with my friends and mostly talk through social media, if at all. They still see David regularly because they live in the same town. I've also visited since I moved. 2. I'm not on Instagram much and rarely ever post. In fact, I had no idea what Reddit really was before my boyfriend's sister. Looking back now, maybe Instagram official was the wrong wording. My boyfriend and I went on a trip to Niagara Falls, and I just posted some fun pictures from that trip. Those were the first pictures I'd ever posted of us. My last Instagram post before that was graduation pictures from 2021. In total, I've made 2 posts on Instagram. After my first post, another mutual friend named Carly reached out. She didn't accuse me of cheating, but she did ask to talk because she was confused about the situation. On Sunday, we FaceTimed and she told me everything David had said and done so far. After I moved, David started alluding to us being in a long-distance relationship. Apparently, he would visit me every weekend and send good morning streaks on Snapchat. I don't have Snapchat and never did. While in a bed with a girl who had the same hair color as me. He did this every weekend. My friends would ask if I ever came to visit him, and he'd say I was too busy. They all told him he was such a great boyfriend for always traveling to see me. I asked Carly if I could see the photos, and she sent them to me. I told her the bed frame and sheets looked nothing like mine. We talked more, and I sent her screenshots of me rejecting and not speaking to David. I asked if David had sent any other pictures of us together with my face in them. She said yes. Apparently, he had sent a photo of us sitting on a park bench together. Here's the kicker though. Since high school, I've gotten 2 full-arm flower tattoos. In the photo, my arms were bare. I told her that, and we got even more confused. Did he find a look-alike? Was he paying someone to pretend to be me? I showed the photos to my boyfriend, and he pointed out some details. 1. All the photos were black and white. 2. In one of them, there was a small stock image logo in the background. And 3. The images looked like they were taken directly from my mom's Facebook from 6 years ago. Just distorted, bigger chest and hips. My boyfriend believes David might be using Photoshop to create those photos and has been using them to fuel this twisted delusion. I ended up sending all my evidence privately to the people who accused me and to David's mother, and then blocked them all. My mother also blocked some people on Facebook she didn't know. She's older and doesn't really understand internet safety or how not to click links from random emails. My boyfriend and I decided not to take legal action unless this escalates. We are adding more security cameras around our new home, and I now carry pepper spray on my keychain. We're also looking into other safety measures, so if you have any suggestions, they're welcome. To everyone going through or who has gone through something similar, I'm so sorry. The world is a scary place, and none of you deserve that stress, trauma, or pain. I hope your situations all have a positive and justified outcome. Remember to take care of yourselves. You all really helped me see that this isn't my fault. This reminds me of some of the posts guys make on here about their girlfriend cheating, and when they describe the relationship, my immediate question is, are you sure she knows you're dating her? People can be really creepy. I remember the post by the guy confused why his girlfriend introduced him as her cousin. Not only were they not dating, the guy had actually hung out with his girlfriend and her actual boyfriend. You need to report this to the police. This is not over. Not only did you expose his lie, you provided proof to everyone. Do not for a second think you are safe. He's not just going to let this go after this long of lying this much. You need to be super alert of your surroundings now. You need to delete any photos that show your address, building, or house. And you need to go to the police. Get a paper trail started if nothing else. Definitely have a paper trail, and have been making extra effort to document anything I feel could be related to or important to the situation. Thankfully, this all came out during the time my boyfriend and I are moving, so those that might have connections with David won't know my new address. We are also looking into possibly getting a new car. I've been driving the same one since high school and possibly switching work locations. Appreciate this feedback, thank you. Next story. Am I the a-hole for wanting to accept a promotion even though my boyfriend says it's not the kind of life he wants? Plus update. Original post. I, 25 female, just got offered a pretty huge promotion at work, from being a coordinator for one business unit to becoming a global coordinator. It's a big jump, both in responsibilities and salary. I've been promoted every year since I started here. It's been 3 years. And this role is honestly something I never thought I'd reach this soon. It would be a big deal financially and career-wise. The only catch is that it involves some travel. The company is actually trying to reduce travel costs, so it wouldn't be constant. We have 4 business units in different parts of the world: Europe, Asia, South America, and I'd probably go to each once a year for about a week each, so in total, around 4 weeks a year. My boyfriend, 32 male, is not really okay with that. He didn't give me a direct ultimatum, but when I brought it up again after he had already told me how he feels, he basically said that if I keep pushing for something he's clearly not comfortable with, then I must know what I truly want, and that I should just pack my bags and leave. It really hurt to hear that. I get where he's coming from though. He wants a stable life, someone more family-focused, and he's been upfront about that since the beginning. But so have I, about not wanting kids until 30. The thing is, I've started to care more about those values too since being with him. But at the same time, I've always dreamed of having a successful career. I've worked my butt off for this. And honestly, if teenage me could see where I'm heading now, doing work I love, getting recognition, making good money, and even getting to travel, she'd be amazed by the opportunity. I don't want to choose between love and ambition. I really care about him, and I don't want to lose what we have. But I also don't want to say no to something I've wanted for so long, and then spend years wondering, what if? Am I the a-hole for wanting both? If you turn this opportunity down, you likely won't be offered it again. If you don't want kids for 5 more years, you have to take it. Can you imagine losing this opportunity, and then breaking up anyway for some other reason in the future? You want it. Do yourself right and do not put his wants before your own. Also, 4 weeks travel per year is nothing. If your boyfriend is honestly freaking out about the travel, it's a red flag for someone who can't or won't be left at home alone with his children for a week, 4 times per year. If he's not being honest about what he's freaking out about, that's an even bigger red flag. In fact, the latter flag is the one I started seeing while reading your post. The age difference isn't huge, and a 29-year-old dating a 22-year-old isn't such a jump that it has to be a red flag. But it is a big enough age difference that it could be evidence of someone looking for a younger partner who is easier to control. So take the job and keep an eye out for further red flags: controlling behavior, jealousy, silent treatment, refusal to discuss conflicts, blaming, unreasonableness, etc. This promotion doesn't really sound like a reasonable deal breaker, so unless you're leaving something big out, him objecting to it is a warning that you need to watch him like a hawk from now on. Not the a-hole. You are 25, he's 32. You are in different places in life. He's at a stage where he wants to settle down and enjoy the life he's built. You still have to build yours. I suspect that if you give up your career for domesticity at the stage of life you are at, you'll regret it and resent him. So take the job, and the next, and keep doing so until you are in a place where you feel ready to stop. And if he's still around then, great. If he isn't, then someone better will be. This is the time to build your career before you have kids. You will regret it and probably resent him if you don't take this opportunity. 4 weeks isn't huge if there aren't kids involved. Will you make more money than him? He should be proud and supportive of your advancement. Explain to him that you want to take this opportunity and let him decide if he wants to stay with you. If he does not, you are better off. Edit/update. First of all, thank you so much to everyone who took a few minutes of their lives to share their thoughts with me. I know I asked strangers on the internet for advice, but I often feel overwhelmed and stuck in my own head, and your objective perspectives really help bring some clarity. I am sorry I couldn't reply and keep up with all the messages. I honestly did not expect so many responses, OMG. I tried to talk to him and find some kind of middle ground. I explained that it is only 4 weeks per year abroad and that I already spoke to my manager to make sure the traveling will not exceed 10% of my working time. But now it seems like that is not enough either. He is starting to bring up other issues, not just the traveling. He does not like that I might need to adjust my working hours to match other time zones. While that is partly true, I would still only work 8 hours a day, just maybe on a different schedule once a week. He is also worried about the people I might meet, especially the men. He does not like the idea of me going to dinners with clients or sleeping in hotel rooms alone because he might not be able to join me on each work trip. Also, he told me he won't accept me going on dinners while he waits for me in the hotel room. He does not like me talking to coworkers during breaks, which is why he insists I call him on every break I get. He gets annoyed if I do not reply to his texts right away or if it takes me 30 minutes to answer. He wants me to send him my calendar daily so he knows exactly when I have meetings. And if I do not let him know about every single work-related conversation with men, whether it is with coworkers, suppliers, or trainers, he gets upset and says I am hiding things. He has very strong boundaries when it comes to my work. No becoming friends with male coworkers, which I accepted without issues. Because anyways, I don't socialize at work at all. No casual or funny tone in messages or emails. No emojis. No hanging out after work. No sharing personal numbers with male colleagues unless he agrees with it. 2 weeks ago, I went to a 3-day training in another city. I had to commute 4 hours every day because he did not want me to sleep at a hotel. On the last day, one of the participants suggested making a group chat so we could keep in touch professionally. I forgot to mention it right away, and when I told him the next day, he got mad and made me get up at 1 a.m. to show him the chat. He is just very jealous when it comes to my professional life. All this because before I met him, one of my coworkers, a man, became a good friend. I had to cut contact and block that person once we got together. And I have never given him any reason to doubt me. Sometimes I feel like giving up everything and just getting a basic job, like working in a supermarket. Not that there is anything wrong with that, but I mean quitting the career I love, just so he will finally stop trying to control me. But then I remember how much I love what I do, and how lucky I am to have found something I am passionate about.